During the third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them, as America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how, by refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
And I said, hey, oi, let's chop your penis off. Oi, can I have me penis back? Why do you have dreadlocks, you white oppressor?
Royce Lopez.
Always be aborting. A always be aborting. Always be aborting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news, guys.
You're hearing it only on our show first. Apparently Donald Trump has worked out a deal. He will get the wall. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rock climbing wall.
Oh, no! The other side's going to be a slide. You climb the wall up and you just
lands into a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And then you immediately get a welfare check. Fucking A.
Oh, shit. He was a boy, he went to girl, now he wants to be a boy again.
Oh, God, just stay a girl if you're going to be this indecisive.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's a handsome woman with a great penis. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trannies. I just don't want to put that one's cock in my mouth.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast. Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time, here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce Lopez.
Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Commence the jiggling. It is Thursday, August 2nd, 2018. Welcome aboard. You are listening to Revenge of the Cis as we continue our media insurgency. We have a lot to talk about today.
We have a lot to talk about every day. Usually, it's the news cycles have been nuts. I have prep piled upon prep piled upon prep.
Yeah, and then we got a bunch of breaking stuff. Smash that like button, y'all. Share the stream, please. Subscribe to this channel. If you get a moment, please rate us 5 stars on iTunes if you're one of those audio only plebs. And yeah, welcome aboard.
I think a lot of people like listening and they enjoy the show, but I also think that in a way, kind of embarrassed of us and they don't like sharing, like they don't share the stream itself. They're like, hey, yeah, this is good, but I don't want my mom to know that I listen to these assholes.
It's like a fucking digital heroin habit.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's like you got to get your fix, but you don't want anyone else to know.
I get it. We're like the Spice Girls of YouTube.
Can you pick literally anybody else?
Me. I don't know any of the words to that song. I know
that's the song you picked, by the way, out of all the Spice Girls.
That's the biggest hit they had.
What? No, the biggest. If you want to be my lover.
That's the one I sang.
Really? I could not tell.
You're an asshole.
This is
such a dick, and I fell for that too. I actually fell for it. I went, that was the one I did. I couldn't tell because you're terrible. I knew he knew. I knew he knew.
There is an APB out.
Yes, folks. $10,000 reward being offered by the FBI to find this guy who threatened to kill our God Emperor.
Yes, Sean Christie is. They're looking out for him in the New Jersey, Philadelphia area.
Yeah. Now I want to stress something here.
They're not people.
They're not people. It's a white guy.
Oh, I know.
I need to stress something to you guys. Donald Trump is probably, President Trump is probably a man who has had more death threats. He probably has a record number of death threats than anybody in the past decade.
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair,
So-
he was probably getting death threats even before he was president.
So I do want people to be very concerned about this guy because it's not often that the FBI decides to offer $10,000 to capture somebody.
Yeah.
That is a credible threat. So please take a look at this dude. And if you see something, say something.
Christie may be in possession of several stolen handguns. He may now be clean shaven. Sean Christie of Mikado, Pennsylvania, which is near Philly, is wanted for allegedly threatening a harm or kill a police chief, other law enforcement officers, a district attorney, and President Donald Trump. Christie allegedly posted threats on Facebook between June 3rd and June 12th, saying that he was going to shoot the President Trump in the head and was going to use lethal force on any law enforcement officers attempting to detain him. A federal arrest warrant was issued for Christie by the United States District Court, Middle District, Pennsylvania, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, on June 19th, after he was charged with interstate communication of threats and threats against the President of the United States. Should be considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information concerning this person, please contact your local FBI office, and I'm assuming they will ignore it like they did with the Parkland shooting, and nothing will happen.
Don't
but we're
worry,
doing
guys.
our part.
This thing will sort itself out. Yeah, it's concerning because even the spurgiest of the spurgs that I know on the internet that
Yeah.
say a lot of reckless shit.
And us?
Well, but no, there are spurgier people than us. We
I agree.
joke. But there are people that say a lot of dumb shit. But to say, hey, I got these guns, I'm going to go shoot the president in the
And
head
cops.
and then murder every cop on the way out to the lobby, that is concerning because it's not a joke. And this guy obviously... Nobody writes that. Even the craziest people I know are like, I'm going to write that. That's suicide. Like, I want to be an edgelord, but Jesus.
Now, remember yesterday, according to Jim Acosta and CNN, the right wing is the one that's fueling this hatred. It's because, remember all those. By the way, you know how we said all the threats Trump's got? Obama got like none. He seriously, for as much as America's racist, once in a while you would hear a crazy person. But I would say Bush got more. I believe, because of the whole 9/11 thing, obviously. Bush got more than Obama did.
I like to call him Obummer. Because he was a real bummer.
Well, I'm making a list of words. I'm sure that people who follow me on Facebook know, but I'm making a list of words that should have you deported. Now, this has nothing to do with ethnicity or nationality. I want to deport anybody who says libtard,
Okay.
cuckservative,
All right.
drumpf, any variation of that, obviously. Any variation of that. Obummer. That's Obummer's a good one. And
Killary.
Oh, Killary. Oh,
Can we
yeah.
get rid
Oh,
of
so
Killary
fucking.
people?
I didn't
Let's get
add
rid of
that to
Killary
somebody.
people.
I want this list put together.
Look, and
Killary.
I'm not saying, because when you, this is a problem. The boomers always attack us and go like, oh, so you're saying Hillary's never. No, Hillary is probably a mass murderer.
Yes,
Probably.
Absolutely.
I get that. But just, can we be clever and subversive in how we insinuate that people are murderers? You know what I mean? Like, Hillary, she was the one in Benghazi. Like, just come up with some new shit. You know what I mean? Come up with some fresh beats.
It's embarrassing. And somebody else said anybody who says play stupid games wins stupid prizes.
That's another one. They're out. Fucking FEMA
deported.
camps. Or FEMA camps.
Well, okay, fair enough. Deported to a FEMA camp in Guam.
Yeah, or Gitmo.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no,
Gitmo.
because that's your country. Then you don't want to ship them off to.
I
your
don't give a
country,
fuck.
boy.
I don't live there anymore.
I get, but still, you don't. Like, I don't live in Ireland either. But I don't want
That's
it
true.
to. I don't want to start deporting terrorists to
Do you-
it.
Mike, do you understand?
A little
that?
self-preservation. I got a little Irish version of Ben Shapiro in
Here's
me.
the difference, though. Most of the white Cubans are here. What's left is what we like to call shortstops.
Look, folks, what I'm saying is the idea that Ireland cannot build an ethno-state. It's just absolutely ridiculous, all right? Ireland deserves to run America, okay?
Mike is actually going to get dual citizenship like many congressmen do, but it's going to be with Ireland.
Look, we're going to kick England out of North Ireland. We're going to take the entire thing back.
I like that.
Yeah.
Fucking, there you go, Ben. Finally, it's not about Israel for 5 minutes. Gee, by the way, something Mike and I were talking off air. Ben, I hate to do this to you because I really liked it, bud, but you're officially a boomer. You've sold out. You're a boomer. You have now become a boomer. The youngest boomer. That's the name of the Ben Shapiro biop story. Ben Shapiro, the youngest boomer. A Disney film. Jim Acosta, we talked about it when he was in Tampa.
I like to call him Acosta Bummer.
That wasn't even a clever one.
He got so mad.
I like to call him Acosta Hillary the election.
If Royce ever eventually has a stroke, it's just going to be years of buildup of my terrible jokes.
puns.
It's just a slowly building like plaque until he's like, I can't take another bad joke.
So, Sarah Huckabee Sanders again.
Great freeze frame.
Yeah, she was. Sarah Huckabee Sanders was again.
Love this woman.
Was again shouted at by Jim Acosta.
She just bosses men around. I love this woman.
So remember we talked about this yesterday, but when Trump was in Tampa, they started shouting. And by the way, the chant was started by, as CNN calls them, fringe group Blacks for Trump.
Blacks for Trump.
The fringe group.
You fucking weirdos.
Because
you fringe people.
It wasn't the QAnon people who fucking started it. It was actually Blacks for Trump.
Like, you realize you're never going to win them back now.
Yeah. You just called them a fringe group. So they were shouting at Jim Acosta and saying CNN sucks, and he got mad because he couldn't report. So he today decided to double down and ask Sarah Huckabee Sanders a question, and let's see how this went out.
Follow up on Sarah's question from NPR. She asked you about Ivanka Trump's statement that the press is not the enemy of the people. And she asked you whether or not the press is the enemy of the people. You read off a laundry list of your concerns about the press. And
Look, that's the perfect man. You might not agree with it, but that's what he looks like.
That's what fucking
By the way,
physical.
You're in the White House press room. Arch your back up a little bit.
Yeah,
Why are you fucking slouched over like you're working at fucking an IT department?
I think Jim Acosta's going to kill himself.
It's
That
getting bad.
Or he's going to move to a different school.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's got that posture of a kid who's going to have to go to a different school.
Entertainment reporter Jim Acosta.
Like, read that room, right? Mm-hmm. Other press don't respect him.
No.
That picture, this freeze frame says a lot.
Yep.
Those people don't respect him.
At all.
And that's where he's not slouched because he's in the White House. He's slouched because all the press are like, this fucking guy again. And he says, this is time I could be asking a question, and he's just going to pout.
things that you feel like are misreported. But you did not say that the press is not the enemy of the people. And I think it would be a good...
But here's... I was telling Mike, what Trump needs to do, he needs to go out there and goes, I want to clear things up. The press is not the enemy of the people.
Jim Acosta, however.
He's the enemy of the people.
Shouldn't even be CNN as a whole, because that's almost too...
Just Jim Acosta.
No, listen, I even look, there are some great people, just like the FBI.
Yeah.
There are some great people working within CNN that want to do the right thing. And they're just hamstrung. But Jim Acosta is an enemy of the people.
Yeah.
Heads on spikes. What the fuck?
You know, I already see a plot here. They're gonna get this dude, the guy that the Sean guy that's going after the president. They're gonna put him in a room and be like, "You want to spend the rest of your life in jail, or do you want to do a mission for us?"
I'm gonna predict this. This is a real life prediction. There's gonna come a day. Mark my words. He's saving this one. But President Trump one day is going to get into it with Acosta directly. Mm-hmm. And one day, I swear to God, I can predict Trump is going to call him out and go, does anybody around here actually really like this guy? He's going to do something like that.
It's going
where
to be
he makes
great.
the other, and I guarantee you there's going to be a weird little like lull in the room, and nobody's going to say anything. And he's going to be like, it's okay. You don't have to say anything. We all know. And you know what? I guarantee you it's going to be a whole 2 week.
And you're going to hear a couple.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to. He's kind of a dick.
But you know, we were talking about it before the show, and Mike brought up a good point. Trump doesn't, because if we're being realistic here, MSNBC is even further left than CNN. But Trump barely ever attacks MSNBC. He only goes after CNN. He only goes after them. You know? Because let's be honest, Rachel Maddow's a bigger fucking leftist than anybody on CNN, really.
Yeah, I mean, guys, come on, let's be honest. You guys say he's literally Hitler. At least he's smart enough to pick one fight at a time.
He ain't going into Russia.
Yeah, exactly. He knows, he knows how to honor peace agreements for the time being.
Press is not the enemy of the people. And I think it would be a good thing if you were to say right here.
Look at this. Do you see this? He is trying to dictate to the press secretary of the White House what to say. Tell me one time, seriously, one time that this ever happened to Obama. Even fucking Fox News there, all these stupid Republicans and Fox. Tell me one time a reporter's ever said to Obama, I think it will be a good thing if you said, how fucking dare you, sir?
And the worst part about this is
it's not a question.
Is in Jim Acosta's mind. He thinks he's a crusader.
Of course.
He thinks he's fighting corruption. And he's going to write a book one day full of bloated lies about his fucking great crusade again. We got ourselves a crusader. Fucking this asshole. I hate him.
It's going to be called Free the Press. And it's going to be him behind bars like Anthony Cumia.
Or it'll be like accosting injustice.
Oh, caustic president. All right, let's go.
At this briefing, that the press, the people who are gathered in
that
this
would
room
be
right
funny,
now,
right? Because you know how Laura Loomer does the "you got Loomered." He could be, "You just got accosted." It just sounds like, well, what?
Well, now you're getting arrested.
Am I free to leave? This
What's
sounds
going
horrible.
on? Am I being
Are you
detained?
going to touch me? You've been accosted. Pew pew.
By the way, again, this man has no muscle mass either.
Are you going to give up your nukes, Kim Jong-un? He just got accosted.
Goes away in a black bag over his head, never to be seen again. Fucking
As
North.
they shoot VX nerve agent into his fucking face. You stupid asshole.
now, doing their jobs every day, asking questions of officials like the ones you brought forward earlier, are not the enemy
I
of the
want to
people.
see Jim Acosta try to badger Vladimir Putin one day.
Okay.
I want to watch Vladimir Putin just stare through Jim Acosta after a long rant. I want him to go off on a whole rant against Putin, and I want Putin to sit there quietly. And then afterwards, I want Putin to just look at him and blink twice, just very slowly, and stare at him for a good minute, and then just go to the next person. Just bitch move him out. I want to see Jim Acosta get fucking kids tabled out of the media.
Go into what you were just saying, though, how the rest of the press has had it. I just noticed something.
They don't like him.
I know. But keep an eye on this Asian guy back here. Second row.
He's been grilling him the whole time.
Right, but look at, just focus on his body. Focus on his face. Just focus on his face and just watch.
Doing their jobs every day, asking questions of officials like the ones you brought forward earlier, are not.
He sighed. He visibly sighed and went.
This Asian guy just did what everybody at work does when there's a meeting after work and somebody has their fifth question and everybody wants to leave. You've been there for an hour-long meeting, you're not getting paid for it, and somebody's going, and then also, at what temperature do we refrigerate the... And exactly.
Have a reservation at 8.
That's what this Asian guy's doing. Fucking shut up, Jim.
The enemy of the people. I think
He's chewing gum, too.
we deserve that.
I think the president has made his position known. I also think it's ironic.
Look at that. Ask the question. Immediately talks over.
He does
did
this every time.
ever? I know.
He does this every day.
But did this, because people want to know, everybody wants to know, fucking why did they hate the media? This is why. You are making yourself hated. Do you understand that if this was outside of any other situation and a white man was talking over, they would go, what, are you fucking scared of women? Let her talk. Stop mansplaining. Why are you mansplaining? But because it's Sarah and because it's the Trump White House, you could fucking talk over a bitch, call her toots, do whatever you want. No one's going to do anything.
Yeah, if the roles were reversed and Fox News correspondent was doing this to a female Obama White House secretary, they would have been hung up on an actual cross and nailed to it in the town square.
I'm telling you, this is it's
a crown of
unbelievable.
telling us,
I'm
Sarah,
trying to
you
answer
know,
your question.
okay, well,
I politely waited, and I even called on you despite the fact that you interrupted me while calling on your colleague.
Woo!
I said it's ironic.
Which is why
Look at that. But the amount of disrespect. By the way, seriously, I'm not. It's not even like
we love this woman too. So we
honestly,
have a particular fondness for her.
And I'll be honest with you, just like you said, if this was a female White House correspondent person during the Obama administration, who I did not like Obama, and a dude was, I would still go, hey man, shut the fuck up, let her answer. Like, this has nothing to even do with it being Trump.
If it was who?
Oh, bummer. Sorry,
there
I
you go.
apologize. Oh, I hear the sirens. They're coming for me.
You just fucking kick in the door and take you out of here. It's ICE that does it too. They just come with Homeland Security. You gotta go.
I interrupted.
I'm trying.
But if you finish, if you would not mind letting me have a follow-up, that would be fine. But
But
You didn't even let her answer
a follow-up comes after they answer the question. You're a reporter.
Hey Royce, what did you have for dinner last night?
Well, actually,
also, what did you have for dessert? And also, why didn't you? You should have went light on the dessert. You're supposed to be on a diet. And why didn't you go? Why didn't you get extra fucking dessert afterwards?
But I was
asking a follow-up question.
I hadn't answered the first question yet.
What are you doing?
It's ironic, Jim, that not only you and the media attack the president for his rhetoric when they frequently lower the level of conversation in this country. Repeatedly, the media resorts to personal attacks without any content other than to incite anger. The media has attacked me personally on a number of occasions, including your own network, said I should be harassed as a life sentence, that I should be choked. ICE officials are not welcomed in their place of worship, and personal information is shared on the internet. When I was hosted by the Correspondents Association, of which almost all of you are members of, you brought a comedian up to attack my appearance and call me a traitor to my own gender. In fact, as far as I know, I'm the first press secretary in the history of the United States that's required Secret Service protection.
That is actually a fact. She is the after the incident.
Well, I gotta say this. I always assumed that they had some kind of protection.
Not Secret Service. Usually it's Washington police.
Thank God she
DC
does.
police. Yeah.
Thank God she does, because this is outrageous, the rhetoric that they
Can you
have
believe
against
that?
these people. Like, and they better protect our fucking girl.
States that's required Secret Service protection. The media continues to ratchet up
Tell that to the 5 dead people where? In Annapolis?
protection. The media continues to ratchet up the verbal assault against the president and everyone in this administration. And certainly we have a role to play, but the media has a role to play for the discourse in this country as well.
and Sarah, if you don't mind, if I
He wants
to put the dead bodies at her feet.
By the way, tell that to the 5 people.
So it's Sarah Huckabee's fault that those people are dead.
How in the world do you think that, first off,
What happened? You don't know the whole story. Sarah Huckabee Sanders and Milo Yiannopoulos teamed up to kill a bunch of journalists, I guess, is the theory that they're going with. Is that what we're
the
going
5
with?
dead people in Annapolis, in Maryland, has already been proved, had nothing to do with Trump or his White House.
By the
this
way-
guy, since 2012, was fighting the Capitol Gazette and had fucking written threats, and on his personal Twitter account was making threats to people that work there because they wrote an article about him that he did not like. And by the way, the article could have been 100% correct.
As far as I know, the article they wrote
Right.
about him, it was a slight mention, and it was correct.
Right.
But
So the article was correct. So he lost his mind. Jim, the reporter, had nothing to do with Donald Trump.
Do you understand?
Zero. That was all of this stirred up under a different administration and had nothing to do with the White House, with the president, or with anything to do with politics.
Also, law enforcement failed because they were notified multiple times about this. Security, there were a lot of failures, and this was bad luck. The Capitol Gazette made the mistake of writing an article about a guy who happened to also be a dangerous, murderous schizophrenic.
Correct.
Who became obsessed over many years. He had a whole Twitter account dedicated to not like, let's kill all the media and he's dead, any of that stuff. It was the Capitol Gazette, this writer, this editor. Oh, I'm going to get these. You know what I mean? Like that was.
So when they say people lie, When they say you're lying right there. You are now stirring it again and making it wasn't somebody that was lying. Trump said CNN is fake news. I'm going to go kill people. That's not what happened. Understand, this guy would have done this no matter who the fucking president was.
Keep red pilling people, man. Keep
You-
doing it, folks. Because you're doing it. Because, like, even normies now are going, the fuck is this guy?
By the way, try to ask. There's 40 other reporters in that room also trying to ask questions, and he says again.
No, this is the Jim Acosta show.
No, I get it, and he says you don't respect the media. Hey, fucking asshole! Do you respect your colleagues? Who look? That guy has his hand raised. The woman over there has her hand raised. There's a bunch of people that want to ask questions. Why is it you get to monopolize the time? How about? You want people to respect the media? Why don't you respect your fucking colleagues? Let them ask questions. Maybe somebody has another question. It doesn't have to do with you being yelled at. The problem is that your rhetoric isn't working anymore. People are sick of your shit. People are sick of your shit, and they're yelling at you that you suck because they have the right to. The same way you could write 100 hit pieces, make up lies about Annapolis, Maryland, and because you believe you in your mind have made this supervillain out of Trump, when in fucking reality, you guys went unchecked for, would you say, maybe 16 years? Because even under Bush, nobody did anything.
Well, yeah, because 9/11. I mean, Bush got it, but Bush got it like lighthearted jabs.
And towards the end, too, more.
Yeah, I mean, but towards the end, he was on his way out, and they
Right.
wanted Obama. They wanted to start having that liberal kind of
Right.
push. But for about 8 years, they were pretty kind to him because of, like, again, 9/11 and stuff. Bush is a stuttering, stammering idiot. And
yeah.
if you go back and listen to some of the speeches and stuff, even like post 9/11 speeches, he's stuttering and he's not but like we were all just like, going to church again and God bless America and
I'm proud to be.
Yeah, courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Remember that song where
He
put
specifically-
a boot in your ass?
Bush by himself increased the slide guitar sales by 200%.
It was true.
It's a fact.
But take that, terrorists. But no, and so they were very kind. And then Obama came along, and it was just a fucking 8-year dick suck fest.
Yep.
And now it's like, I knew that they were going to be like harder, way harder on Trump.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't know that the press was just going to completely break down like this into a fucking shit show. Jim Acosta shouldn't be like any normal. Like if I were my fondness for Trump aside, from a business perspective, if I were the head of CNN, if I wasn't Jeff Zucker, but if I ran CNN as a normal news organization, a couple of days of this, and I would have to go, look, Jim, I want to keep you around, bud, but
You can't be doing this.
I'm watching videos and I don't like you.
Yeah.
So if I don't like you, a lot of people probably don't like you. So dial that shit back, bro. And if he didn't, he'd have to be fired. And there's probably some hot chick who would be happy to take his place.
Wait, hold on. If I may follow up.
Oh my
Look
God.
at that. He yells at that guy, if I may follow. How many follow-ups do you get, Jim? People want to go eat lunch.
Mark my words. I'm telling you, Trump's going to save this punchline for an election time when he needs a good 2-week clip in rotation, and he's going to go with, let's be honest, guys, does any of you guys really like this guy anyway? And just like Roy said, there's going to be some, like, really quietly, and you know what? That clip's going to make the rounds, and for 2 to 3 weeks in the press, they're going to talk about how hated Jim Acosta is. Watch. This is the things Trump does. He's saving that one because it's a little thing he could just say. It's a throwaway line, and everybody will have to start addressing the fact that nobody likes this man.
Excuse me, you did not say in the course of those remarks that you just made that the press is not the enemy of the people.
Because she doesn't fucking have to.
You have not denied that you are a lizard person. Ms.
Exactly.
Sanders,
You don't
and
have to say that.
Are we to take it?
Yes.
For what you just
Yes.
said? We all get put through the ringer. We all get put.
Yeah, oh, poor me. They get put through the ringer. Oh, my God. You fucking guys are at war with the president.
You know what? This fuck, I can't do it anymore with him.
It's enraging. Who's on his side? Like, I'm even serious now. Even like fucking leftists. Are you going, this is fine?
This is fun.
This is fine.
Put in the meat grinder in this town. And you're no exception.
grinder.
And I'm sorry that happened to you. I wish that had not happened. But
No, you don't. You reported on it and loved it.
for the sake of this room, the people who are in this room, this democracy, this country, all the people around the world are watching what you're saying, Sarah. And the White House for the United States of America, the President of the United States should not refer to us as the enemy of the people.
But you are.
His own daughter acknowledges that, and all I'm asking you to do, Sarah, is to acknowledge that right now and right here.
You know,
I appreciate your passion. I share it. I've addressed this question. I've addressed my personal feelings. I'm here to speak on behalf of the president. He's made his comments clear.
I love her.
so I'm really sorry. It's just I get this guy, man. He is the most enraging person.
Everyone press S in the chat to salute our girl, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I love her.
You know,
She's the best.
talks over people, it's not a hostage. She's not like, say now the press is the enemy. People are all kill this dog. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I can't, man. I fucking cannot with fucking that man anymore.
And she's just fucking, I'm telling you, man, she doesn't take no shit. And
No.
Dude, you know what, man? Like, she brings up things that you can tell are very emotional for her.
Yeah.
Having Secret Service, being harassed. She does it with a fucking smile. She does her job. She doesn't take no fucking shit.
True.
So, fuck Jim Acosta. He's a bully and an asshole, and he's gonna be I don't think history is gonna remember him fondly.
No, again, he's on a personal fucking crusade. By the way,
He thinks he's Bob Woodward out there getting the scoop, but he's just a fucking asshole.
By the way, the way he's acting to the way he's acting to her is the exact reason Trump goes, I'm not taking questions from you. No, you don't get to, because Trump's the alpha male. Like, he's not going to let somebody else take.
I wish he had time to do his own press briefings.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. I wish it was just Trump coming out there and going, yeah, sorry, just get Jim out of the room. I'm not doing this.
So let's keep going with the media here. This is from the Washington Times. Mike, the New York Times has a new person on their editorial staff. Sarah Young. Sarah Young. New York Times newest editorial board member doesn't seem to like dumbass fucking white people.
Well, just the dumbass ones? Because that's fair.
Meet Sarah Young. She's the newest member of the New York Times editorial board. She also has a history of saying pretty evil racist things on Twitter. A sample of Miss Young's old gray lady worthy opinions. I'm going to read some of her tweets. These are her tweets that have, of course, been screen capped and then caught them. Dumbass fucking white people marking up the internet with their opinions like dogs pissing on a fire hydrant.
Okay.
Are white people predisposed to burn faster in the sun, thus logically only being fit to live in underground like graveling goblins?
Are they?
Oh man, it's kind of sick how much joy I get out of being cruel to old white men. I dare you to get on Wikipedia and play things white people can definitely take credit for. It's really hard. Hashtag cancel white people.
Which, by the way, is a new buzzword. It's a dog whistle for the left.
Instead of saying, because they can't say kill.
It's communist. It's communist dog whistle. They want to murder and kill white people.
Yeah.
But, that's... So just cancel them instead.
This is the other one. She said, white men are bullshit. No one cares about women. You can threaten anyone on the internet except cops. Now, because of all these things, you would think that New York Times is going to follow their own rules.
Like the New York Times, am I right? Hey! No?
Cernovich was right about you. Anyway, so
it just threw him off. It was so bad.
Asshole.
It was so bad.
So because of, again, he's going to kill me. Because of all these things, the New York Times has done the right thing, and they said, you know what, we're not gonna let a racist be on our editorial staff. Just fucking kidding. Actually, what they did, statement from the New York Times.
Give her promotion.
We hired Young because of the exceptional work she has done covering the internet and technology at a range of respected publications. Her journalism and the fact she is a young Asian woman have made her a subject of frequent online harassment. She's the victim.
So it's the bad whites.
Yeah.
It's their fault.
For a period of time, she responded to harassment by imitating the rhetoric of harassment. Oh, this was her.
So
This was her making fun of him.
So it was a satire. It was a parody.
Got it.
Of bad whites.
She sees now this approach only served to feed vitriol.
Sorry, too damn cold in the chat. The no pork times.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I like that.
Sorry. So what about Chong?
This approach only served to feed the vitriol that too often seen on social media. She regrets it. The Times does not condone it. We had a candid conversation with Sarah as part of our thorough vetting process, which included a review of her social media history. She understands that this type of rhetoric is not acceptable at the Times, and we are confident she will be an important voice to the editorial moving on. So, again, now I'm going to point something out because we're not fucking hypocrites. Look, New York Times could hire who the fuck they want. If they want to hire her for doing that, that's fine. She could say that she was doing it. That's fine. It's no problem. I'm not calling for her firing. I don't give a shit.
I want everyone fired.
Fire everyone.
Fired.
So she could work there if she wants. However, we like to play this game here, where we're going to read these tweets and we're going to change one word. Okay?
I don't want to play that game.
No, but we're not gonna use the hard word. We're gonna use the acceptable word.
Well, even that.
But hold on. This is
even that.
But I'm not agreeing with this. I'm playing a game. I'm going to read her exact tweet. No, oh, come on, man.
See you later, everybody. No, I'm dead ass serious. That's what they'll fucking do to us. If you read her tweets, but with black or with anything else, even in satire, I guarantee you they'll pop our channel.
Okay, how about this? I'm Cuban. Can I switch it to Cuban?
Yes, Cuban B.
Can I switch it to Cuban? Because I'm Cuban.
Yes,
I'm allowed because I'm not. Okay, I'm Cuban. I'm going to just change it to Cuban.
Well, you could even go Hispanic.
I'm going to say Hispanic. Perfect.
Because that's even
perfect.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do because I'm Hispanic.
We'll peel that. We'll peel the fuck
I'm
out
Hispanic
of that.
and I'm reading this, and I just want to point out that if she was saying this about Hispanics, I might be offended. So let's read what she's saying. Dumbass fucking Hispanic people marking up the internet with their opinions like dogs pissing on a fire hydrant. Are Hispanic people predisposed to burn faster in the sun, thus logically only be fit to live underground like groveling goblins?
That's probably less accurate, but yeah, I get it.
Oh man, it's kind of sick how much joy I get out of being cruel to old Hispanic men.
That one would be like, what the fuck? Why?
This one's just true. I dare you to get on Wikipedia and play things Hispanics can definitely take credit for. It's really hard. And then, of course, hashtag cancel Hispanic people. If she did that, and by the way, you could insert any ethnicity you want there except for white. Imagine if she said Jewish people. Imagine if she said, no, seriously,
she wouldn't be working at the New York Times.
No,
if
she wouldn't. She'd probably be working at Fox.
She should be on YouTube on Ralph Retort.
Yeah. Or on InfoWars. Imagine if she did that, the national headlines it would be making, and Fox News hires known anti-Semite. The hypocrisy is fucking
like,
glaring,
wait a minute,
folks.
they hired Bill O'Reilly back?
God, I wish. Amazing. So that's what's going on with the New York Times. Now, look, they hire whatever you want. You're your own company. I don't give a fuck who you hire. But the hypocrisy will be pointed out. Again, they fired James Gunn for jokes that he made. And the New York Times, which you would think is a little bit more of an important or reputable job than being a comic book movie director. They, however, will hire you for completely eviscerating white people because of the sin of being white.
Yeah. And it's, again, cancel white people is kill white people. So,
again, you're right, because if you were to say cancel black people, cancel this people, cancel, that would be, someone would go, well, you clearly mean kill them. But when you say white people, you are allowed. Again, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, try hashtag cancel any other people and see how quick your Twitter account gets taken.
I'm Cuban, obviously. I said enough. So, like, literally, I'm going to talk. I'm just kidding. So, if I'll be the first one.
Could you Cardi B serious for a second? See what I did there?
Bro, like seriously, bro? Like this karate chop's getting on my fucking nerves, bro. Why are you so mad at white people? Because they got us to the moon? Because of cell phones?
Let's be fair here. Let's do this. White people got us to the moon twice.
Yeah.
Probably like 3 or 4 times before any non-white people got to the moon. The U.S. and Russia took turns making return trips back and forth before anybody else got involved.
Do you guys not like satellites? Like the internet? What is it?
Do you understand that the Cold War was basically 40 years of tension between two groups of very advanced white people, white Western cultures that fought and fought and fought, but quietly. Instead of fighting, they competed, and they made the entire world pretty dope.
Yeah, but can you imagine if you started saying cancel trannies, how quickly they would just go after you? Can you imagine?
Could we do that?
Cancel trannies? Well, no, because you know the double standard is real. Again, that's the problem. You would like, all I want, and all Mike and I want, is a fucking level playing field. That's it.
Yeah.
All I want is a level. Yes, you could say whatever you want about white people, but can we do the same about other people, or we're not allowed?
I don't even want to care about politics anymore, quite frankly. The only reason I got into this was freedom of speech.
Yep.
That's how most of us ended up here. I was saying that last night. Fucking Frank is the same way, too. L.A. Werewolf's the same guy. He was so apolitical back in the day, and he just kept getting in trouble, and he's like, this is retarded. And then you, like, as you keep getting fucked over, you keep getting red-pilled on shit. Because then you look into why you're getting silenced, and then you just start reading things, and you're like, well, Jesus Christ, this whole thing is incestuous.
Well, Mike, let's, what do you say we go across the pond? What do you say we go to our friends over in the UK? Because I know you like talking about that. We have some friends over there.
Oh, Tommy got out. Tommy! All dressed up and doing the town.
Yeah, he's, we'll get into that first. Tommy Robinson got out on bail after being in jail for 2 months. It's good news and bad news. The good news is he's out. The bad news is Muslims are still all over England. No, but the actual bad news is he still has another court appearance now. He's just out on bail. I find it kind of weird that it took 2 months for them to grant him bail. It's everything over there is really fucking weird.
It's scary, man. That's why I don't even want to go to Europe or afraid of getting in trouble. You know what I mean?
And by the way, he got really skinny too. Like he lost a lot of weight in jail.
The jail, the food in American jails is terrible. I can't imagine it's very good in in fucking England or anywhere in Europe.
Who drinks hot tea on purpose? I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't want leaf water.
Give me coffee.
I don't want to see through my drink.
Like, you go to Europe and you're like, let me get some coffee. And depending on where you're at, they'll be like, we don't have any coffee. You're like, you don't have coffee here? This is a coffee shop.
Cancel Europe.
I thought you guys got coffee from the New World via ships.
So we always talk about you have to have a license for that. Here's a new one for you.
You always talk about it. I'm always shut up. Stop talking about it.
Shout out to our friends in the UK. I know this is terrible, but a roofer was fined for carrying a sandwich wrapper and crisp packets in his van.
What?
Okay. So here's the story.
Did he seriously not have a license for his crisps?
Oh, get ready. You don't even understand. This is great. A white van man has been hit with a fine after sandwich wrappers and crisp, which are potato chip packets, were found inside his work van. Roofer Stuart Goslin, 43, was punished with the on-the-spot penalty after a stash of waste he kept in a plastic commercial waste bag was found in the back of his vehicle. So, like, when you go through a fast food place or something, and you're like, I'll just throw this. This is what they got him. See that bag? You're like, I'll just throw this out later. Like he's working. He's.
But why is it?
Because he's white.
Business.
Maybe if he was raping women, then it'd be fine over there, right? Roofer Stuart Goslin was punished with the on-the-spot penalty after a stash of waste he kept in a plastic commercial bag was found in the back of his vehicle. Waltham Forest Council workers told Mr. Goslin he was breaking the law for carrying the rubbish without permission when they carried out a spot check in East London. They do spot checks on working people over there. They just check them to make sure that everything's in order.
If I stop at McDonald's and I pull off,
Or over there, they're probably called the whooply-doo.
yeah, the Wibbly Wop, and you go get a McWibbly Wop burger,
Sounds great.
and I pull off to the side. I want to eat this now. It's fresh. You know?
Right.
Pull off in the fucking parking lot, and you finish your meal. Am I now committing a crime by being in possession of this garbage?
If you're doing it while you're working, that's because he's a roofer, and he was taking a lunch break, and he decided I'll throw this out late. By the way,
why is that a rule?
By the way, doing the right thing instead of just throwing it on the ground and going, he just goes, no, I'll throw this out later.
That's
Mr. Garsland tried to appeal the fine, but was told he will end up in court if he doesn't pay the penalty issued. He said, it's so infuriating. The working class man gets penalized for going to work, basically. I've not fly tipped. I've not left it in someone's garden. It's frustrating the hell out of me. If it was just a bag of rubbish, bottles, crisps, and newspapers and sandwich wrappers. Garbage bag.
his lunch
Yeah.
that he just was going to throw out later.
What gets me is the lack of common sense. It's a lot of money for one bag of rubbish. How much do you think he was fined?
200
300 pounds.
Really?
300 pounds. For having his own garbage in his own vehicle. The roofing contractor, by the way, is a contractor, so it's his own car. This is his own roofing van. This isn't like
This
a company.
is insanity.
The roofing contractor was driving through Chinkford in northeast London when he was pulled over by council workers. He wasn't pulled over for doing anything illegal. They do spot checks there. Oh, you got a license?
For that license.
You got a license for your license?
You got a license for your presence there, mate. Just want to go to work.
Yeah. This roofing contractor was driving through Chinkford in northeast London. They searched his vehicle before asking him if he had waste carrier's license, which are required by any business that transports commercial refuse.
That's not. What is going on in the world?
Stewart from Chestnuts, Hetterford, was handed a fixed penalty notice for failure to furnish documentation waste carrier's license. He was ordered to pay £300 within 2 weeks of May 23rd when the incident occurred. He said he plans to settle the fine. At Walford Forest Council spokesman said the waste in this case was being transported in a commercial refuse bag in the trader's vehicle. Regardless of what the items are, if waste is being stored in a commercial refuse bag, the trader's van is necessary that they have a valid waste carrier's license. It's just a plastic bag. We're looking at the bag here, by the way. It's just a plastic bag.
I'm just glad they got him. I think that's the important thing. Because you can't have that, you see how bad England's doing right now. Now that they've got this guy, maybe they'll turn things around. Yeah, though, that's how it works.
I don't think that's right.
Broken windows policing policy.
Well, look, on the
Clean up the
upside,
streets.
Sadiq Khan, or Mayor 9/11, over in London.
But we can't agree that guy broke the law, right?
No.
He did, clearly. They had a statute. He was dead to rights. I saw the picture.
That wasn't commercial refuse. That was just crisp.
Very well. Agree to disagree.
He wasn't roofing with potato chips.
Hey, tell it to the judge or the barrister or whatever the fuck they have there.
Tell it to the guy with a wig.
Yeah, whatever. Lord or
Well, look, this is
maybe
going
it's
to
a
make you
guy in a
happy.
full suit of armor. I don't know. How does the court system work there? Do they
Somebody
duel?
asked Sadiq Khan, the mayor of London.
He sounds like a '90s R&B singer.
Yeah, that's it. Or a fucking bad guy in Homeland. So Sadiq Khan was asked by the media why he thinks there's a rise of violence going on in England.
Gee, well, Mr.
But you want to? Well, let's take
Khan.
guesses. Let's take guesses. What was his answer?
The Muslims.
No. She didn't. That's be racist. What's the real cause of violence? You'll get this
The
one.
Muslims.
I think. No, again, Mike, it's not the Muslims. Let's try this again. What do you think the real cause?
I'm pretty sure it's the Muslims.
Okay, fine. What else though?
The butter knives.
It's not knives. Not knives.
A lack of licenses.
No, not a lack of licenses, my friend.
I don't know.
Middle class cocaine use.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it. The fucking state of London, dude.
Middle class.
He looks like an Arab Mike Pence. He's got the same face. He's like, if there was an evil Bizarro Mike Pence, right?
From the Mirror Universe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
the Mirror Bizarro universe came through a portal and is like an evil Mike Pence. That's him.
Mayor says action needed against partygoers who buy drugs as well as gang members. Cocaine use in the middle-class parties is helping to fuel drug-related gang violence on the streets of London, Sadiq Khan has warned. London's mayor said recreational drug use was not a victimless crime. And he has seen evidence from authorities of clear link between cocaine consumption and rising violence in the capital. But he doesn't see a connection between immigrants and a rising crime, and that's not a connection.
It's not.
It's
You're not. Look,
cocaine.
Do you have access to the drug use statistics of middle class people in the UK?
No, I mean,
Then don't pretend to know what you're talking about.
you're right. I'm sorry.
Okay, he's got all the statistics and the data, so I trust their mayor. Wait, we're supposed to be trying to destroy London, right?
Yes. So we're doing a good
So
job.
yeah, he's great. He's a great guy.
It's like that famous Eric Clapton song, Muslims.
You're just waiting for people to go, oh, wait, we're not trying to destroy this place?
Oh.
Oh, my God, this guy's a terrible idea. I thought you told me we were going the other way with this. God damn it.
Khan called for action to taken against people who buy the drug at middle-class parties.
Can you guys go back to having a white guy with messed up teeth and a really nice accent with the last name like Chattersley?
The mayor,
My name is Nigel Chattersley, Mayor of London. Can we go back to that with a nice tall top hat
Someone
and a
who-
handlebar mustache?
somebody who owns a couple monocles.
Yeah, get me a nigga who looks like the Monopoly Man.
I like that. The mayor, answering questions on his LBC radio phone-in show, said, there is a definite link, which has been shown to me by the police, of drugs and criminal gangs and knife crimes going up. He continued, we have to make sure we take action among those young people who are involved in criminal gangs, as well as those who are buying them at middle-class parties. There are some Londoners who think it is a victimless crime, taking cocaine at the middle-class parties. We need to make sure Londoners realize there is no such thing as a victimless crime.
Yes, there is.
And there's no such thing as...
No, it is. Drug use, a lot of prostitution type arrangements, illegal gun purchases. It's a lot of victimless crimes where you just exchange a good for services that the government doesn't like, but it's not hurting anyone.
He added, some of the young people being knifed on our streets in London, some of the people losing their lives is because they are involved in criminal gangs who lower down the food chain in relation to drugs. What's the ethnicity of those people doing the stabbing, Sadiq? You want to tell me? Do they look like
South
you?
Asian?
Do they look like you? Is that what's happening? Do they look like you? Maybe because you let a bunch of mayors in. Did you think about that? Khan, who campaigned for a Remain vote in the EU referendum, said Brexit could make tackling illegal drug trade more difficult. How the fuck will Brexit affect the drug come from overseas, and the idea that we will be more effective at fighting crimes by leaving the EU by not having security arrangements to the EU is ridiculous, he said. In May, Simon Kempton, who leads
They're
on
fighting Brexit, just swinging, right? Huh? This is
They're
weird.
never. I'm telling you, they pushed it till March 2019. Let's see if it happens.
You
folks.
guys really?
I doubt it.
You guys are getting. Do you understand that if any other government around the world did this to their people, the UN would remove that government?
Of course.
Anytime like somebody in Africa or South America or somebody just goes, we're going to hold elections, and then they lose, and then they go, all right, we're going to hold another election here in 2019. You're
Yeah.
like, no, that's not how this works.
This is
At least dictators in South America and Africa usually at least rig the election so they can go 98% every time. I always want to know who the 2% are.
so. It's one of those things where they have the answer right in front of their face, and now they're going, it's because of Brexit and knives and drugs and not having a license for your garbage. That's why. And it's like, no, it's pretty much the immigrants you let in. I mean, let's be honest with you. Look at those statistics. Look at those numbers. Look at places like Germany. Look at places in Australia now, which that really makes me sad. Do you understand? Go to Dearborn in Michigan and tell me there's not a fucking difference that's going on now. There is, man. We're fucking blaming it on fucking coke.
We're all gonna die.
Blaming it on cocaine.
We're all gonna die. Surf the Kali Yuga, kids.
By the way, if cocaine made people stab each other, every single Wall Street guy in the 80s would be dead. Like, they would all be stabbing each other. Well, everyone in Hollywood would be dead.
The 80s was kind of stabby, but it wasn't the stabbiness he's reflecting.
No.
There was definitely a rise in stabbiness in the 80s, but it wasn't out of control. It's a mild average. AIDS was, worse than stabbing.
No. And remember, in San Francisco, giving people HIV is fine. Having a straw, however, that's a paddling.
Folks, how about this? How about you go over there to revengeofthecis.com/donate. And
why are you talking like AJ Benza there?
No, that's not Benza. Benza would be more like he's over the top. Hey, yeah, bada bing.
He's a Bo Dietl type.
Hey, let me tell you about this Pizzagate. I love pizza. RevengeOfTheCis.com.
See, I fucked him up now.
/donate. Patreon is always the best way to support the show directly. It gives us a monthly stipend, as they say. You can also go to streamlabs.com/RevengeOfTheCis throughout the program to donate. Also, if you're going to do some Amazon shopping, buy yourself some things for the family. Maybe your white trash. You're going to buy one of them little inflatable above ground pools, kill a circle in your grass. Listen.
That'll never grow back, by the way.
Go to revengeofthecis.com/donate. Click the Amazon banner, then buy your white trash summer apparel, and then we'll get a couple of bucks for it. Guys, we'll be back in just a few minutes. The most exciting 2 hours of television is back with an all-new Revenge of the Cis. As Royce and Mersch continue to track an international deep state pedophile ring, their journey to the nation's capital is put on hold as Orlando's best police cops receive a cryptic message from an old colleague.
It's a message from my old partner. He needs to see us in Los Angeles right now. Says it's related to our case.
Do you trust him?
As much as I trust you, partner.
What's to know that? A detour from their original investigation finds these no-nonsense detectives in the middle of Hollywood.
Thanks for meeting me. We can't talk low. They're probably following me.
Who's following you?
The Podesta brothers. They've got eyes everywhere, Lopez.
Now trapped between deep state globalists and the Hollywood elite, Lopez and Mersch are on the case. They're no longer avenging Orlando. They're saving America. And this week, they're taking on Pedowood.
I've been working this case. This Dan Schneider guy, producer at Nickelodeon, he's into kids. Or feet. Or kids' feet.
Yeah, the iCarly guy.
How do you know all this?
Thanks for meeting me.
No problem, Miss Bynes.
This is Amanda Bynes? Jesus, she looks terrible.
Dude, she can hear you.
Watch this week as the web grows bigger, the case becomes more complex, and more older model cars get wrecked and plenty of nameless extras get shot. This week on an all-new Revenge of the Cis, followed by Nazi Lawyer. USA, hotels don't have Netflix.
For this performance in Delaware.
To make your shopping day a little easier.
Mervyn's Dollar Day sale is going on right now, and that means great buys on clothes for kids. All this week, you can save on boys' clothes by Campus Le Tigre. Short-sleeve Le Tigre knits are the shirts all the boys will be wearing back to school.
Do you like pranks, guns, and jokes about retarded people? Well, so do we, but odds are your liberal snowflake friend doesn't. How would you like an easy, cost-effective way of screwing with that friend anonymously without losing your Twitter account? Guns for Tards is the perfect way to trigger SJW anonymously through the mail. For a low fee, your target will receive a beautifully designed professional mailer from our fictional Guns for Targe charity, containing a thank you letter for their donation. They'll be led to believe that money was donated in their name to a charity that advocates Second Amendment rights for the mentally handicapped people in their area. For a few extra bucks, they will receive pictures and a detailed profile of a retarded person who they helped harm. It's all fun and games, well, except for that idiot who gets this in their mailbox and freaks out. Messing with someone through the mail is effective. Most people do it trolling over the internet, but regular mail is way more invasive. Whether it's a boss, an ex, or a liberal professor you don't like, this is the perfect way to screw with someone anonymously for the cost of a cup of coffee. Well, a cup of coffee in Manhattan, in a fancy coffee shop. Check out www.gunsfortards.com and select a package today. Use promo code MERSH for 10% off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster. A new night, a new time. The Sully Show returns to More Like Radio, Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern before Dutch and Royce. Tuesday nights will never be the same.
I am the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. I am a thatched roof cottage in Wales. I am the best of Great Britain. I am British Caledonian Airways.
And now a woman who knows about shaming firsthand, supermodel Gigi Hadid.
All right, everyone enjoying themselves? How's that filet mignon?
Go ahead.
You know, we're all here for a really important reason. Because everyone
Randy,
should have
Randy,
a safe
we've got a
space
problem.
wherever
What?
they go.
Reality's here.
But of course,
He's trying to
that
crash the
takes a lot
party.
of effort,
Reality?
a lot of resources.
Who let him in?
Also,
Shit!
is that with your donations to that,
Nice wine, huh?
shame
What do you think of that?
worldwide.
You know what I think of your pretty flowers? There you go. How do you like that?
All right, buddy, let's go.
I shit on all of you.
Seagal?
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Give me that, you stupid bitch. What a lovely charity event. I suppose you're all feeling pretty good about yourselves, What have you done? You've raised $300 by spending $500,000 on filet mignon and crystal glasses. Look at you, Vin dipshit. You say fat shaming is wrong, so in response you show off your abs. You're the one fat shaming, idiot! What's the matter with you people? You're sad that people are mean? Well, I'm sorry. The world isn't one big liberal arts college campus. We eat too much. We take our spoiled life for granted. Feel a little bad about it sometimes. No. You want to put all your shit up on the internet and have every single person say, hooray for you. Fuck you. You're all pricks.
Second hour, Revenge of the Sis, joining you on this Thursday show. Our 200th episode's coming up. We were talking about that off air. We're so close to 200 episodes.
Indeed.
Yes. So that would be right around. I think it's been a year now, right? Now it's been a year.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much, give or take.
This week.
Yeah. So and also something I want you people to remind you people of. Make sure you follow us on social media at ROTC Radio on Twitter or Revenge of the Sis on Facebook, because we are going to be doing a little bit of IRL streaming when we're over at SmackDown this Tuesday. So if anyone that's a wrestling fan wants to see us streaming over there, make sure you follow at Mersh on Twitter and at Hippo Juice Film, which is me. We rarely plug our socials. That we kind of just do the show, and I wanted to
try a chance to do it.
As I scare the dog. If you want to become a patron, patreon.com/we're not sorry. If we appreciate what we're doing, we appreciate you helping us, or buy a t-shirt. Just go to our shop at revengeofthesis.com. There's a new article up there written by our
I just posted the link to
yep. We're on fucking point today. A new article written by our good pal AG Luck, who was on yesterday. I would definitely recommend you guys check it out. It's a really good article.
I mean, can we cover it? Or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you wanted to. Let's do it.
It's relevant. I mean, the audience knows what's up.
No,
with this.
let's do it.
You guys may know from last night, but I mean, it's I don't know. The word's kind of out now. That yesterday, I mean, you guys know for the last week or so, we've been saying that if this Ban Cernovich petition doesn't get any support from Right Wing Watch, who purports to hate Mike Cernovich and right-wing figures like him, then we would have a little bit more proof that they would perhaps maybe be in league with each other. Well, Frank got a very
L.A. Werewolf.
L.A. Werewolf got a very threatening message the other day from a burner account. It's not anybody; it could be traced to anybody, but basically telling him to lay off Cernovich and his friends,
or
whatever
else.
that's supposed to mean. Or else, and then to tell Mersch to do the same thing. Being the kind of guy L.A. Werewolf is, he of course responded with, "What are you gonna do, you little bitch?" And then proceeded to just talk cash money shit nonstop to the guy till he got really mad. He basically revealed that whoever it was he was talking to was claims to be working with Right Wing Watch. So we wrote an article about it. Now, Frank told me this yesterday. L.A. Werewolf told me this yesterday with no knowledge of the fact that 4 hours before he got that message, I sent a message taunting Right Wing Watch and saying a lot of really nasty shit to Jared Holt via DM in Right Wing Watch. So, and Frank had no knowledge of that. And then he came out and was like, I'm getting threatened by Right Wing Watch people. I'm like, yo, did you see this? And I showed him and he freaked out. So we think we're on to something and they're panicking now. Obviously, I couldn't write the article. I had to find somebody. So A.G. Luck took all the information. He chased it down. He got statements. He got all the stuff, and he wrote the article.
Yeah, he got statements from Cernovich and from Holt.
Yes.
I believe Cernovich says, is it Mersch the one that says gas all the Jews, right? Something to that extent?
Well, he tried to misspell my name to try because he's playing dumb.
Oh, of course.
Because he tries to pretend like he doesn't know who I am.
He had to type your name in to block you.
Well, exactly. And he has to know my name because, that's a classic strategy, by the way. When I have somebody attacking you, it's best for me to act like I can't even spell your goddamn name.
Right.
Then it doesn't look like I care.
Right.
Mike, we know what you're doing, bud. So we wrote the article. Yeah, he said, no, is Mersch the guy who wants to guess all this, who said he wants to guess the Jews?
Right.
And I even told Gluck, I said, good luck finding a clip of me saying that. Like, do I imply shit like that? Do I make a lot of edgy jokes? Yeah, but you'll never find me just saying that.
Yeah, we like our YouTube channel.
Not even on Nightwave, I don't even say. Because that shit's like, that's just edgelordy. There's no comedy to that.
That's 2008 James Gunn kind of, jokes.
That's what I mean. Like, I would be edgier but funnier about it.
Right.
But yes, this is a great article. You guys should check it out.
It is. It's really well done. Mike, on the upside. I'm kidding. It's never any positive stuff. I don't even know why I do it anymore. Look, here's another terrible good news, everyone. Twitter hires expert in Islam and right-wing populism to banish intolerant discourse.
Right-wing populism?
Yes!
That's just populism.
Twitter has launched a new scheme to clamp down on abuse. This is from the Metro, by the way, UK. Twitter has launched a new scheme to clamp down on abuse, harassment, and other types of behaviors, spelled with a U, that can detract or distort from public conversation. It has selected 2 teams of academics to begin a project aimed at silencing the wrong type of speech on social networks. The researchers have expertise in a wide range of subject areas, including Islam, diversity, and the spread of right-wing populism. They will work to measure the effect of echo chambers and hate speech on Twitter, and with data used to guide the tech giant's future strategy. Earlier this year, as part of our global health initiative, we committed to serving the public conversation and working to increase collective health and openness of civility and dialogue on our service.
It's like every time they say, no, we're not censoring people, they one-up the censorship.
Wrote Vijaya God, who works as a legal policy and trust and safety lead on Twitter. We want everyone's experience on Twitter to be free of abuse, harassment, and other types of behavior that can distract or distort from public conversation.
Is this what we're doing? This is what we're doing now.
Who decides?
The SPLC.
Well, I know. I was just being
the Jews.
Yeah. Work has been underway for months to make progress in these areas, such as making changes so you can be confident in your follower count. Introducing, by making changes so you can be confident in your follower counts, introducing new signals into how we present and organize tweets, sharing more of our expanded efforts to fight malicious automation, and acquiring Smite to address safety, spam, and security challenges more quickly and effectively. Social Network has revealed 230 proposals from academics based around the world.
I mean, it's...
Yeah. You don't hate... You don't know hate speech, dude, okay? You're fucking civilian, okay?
Look, man, I don't need to fucking tell you guys. Like, I went to fucking school for it, all right? You guys weren't even there. I was in the room fucking hearing the N-words and the K-words, all right, man? You weren't sitting at the fucking table.
You have any more Caveman Nitros? So do you still need me
Fuck you, Owen!
You don't need me to drive you home?
I don't even let Royce get to
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's
At
great.
this point, it's just shut up, Owen! Shut the fuck up! Go play your fucking piano, faggot!
But I was...
Ding, 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 ding. I hate blacks, but I can't actually say it. I have to be a conservative. Now send me to the camp. Oh, I'm Owen Benjamin. I play piano, and I'm only mildly racist. I hate liberals, but I won't call out the Jew because they let me on their podcasts.
Can somebody...
It's my Owen Benjamin
Somebody
impression.
remix that and put some music to it. That would be great.
I'll never call out the Jew, or I won't be able to go on Dave Rubin's show.
Leaves the mic on. And these faggots over here.
He's going to be selling TV boxes like Amiri King soon.
Dr. Rebecca Trumbull, assistant professor of political science in Leiden University, is a leader of a scheme called Examining Echo Chambers and Uncivil Discourse. I wish there were other chambers. She had a PhD in political science with a minor in transnational Islam.
Oh, good. So you're going to have you're going to be of use.
And wrote
How do we fix this airplane? I don't know. The person we hired majored in international Islam or whatever.
Oh, look, I actually have a copy. I downloaded the transnational Islam course book. It's one page and it says rape everything you see. I don't know if that's, I mean, I guess. Thank you. It's a pamphlet.
That's all it is.
Media stockholders.
Everyone died.
Everyone died. Come on. Stakeholders in debate over the Danish cartoon controversy. Trumbull will work with several clients, including Dr. Michael Murfitt, who works at Leiden University and has written several papers on the right wing. In context of growing political polarization and the spread of misinformation and increased incivility and intolerance, it is clear that if we are going to effectively evaluate and address some of the most difficult challenges arising in social media, academic researchers and tech companies will need to work together much more closely.
This is not fucking... This is what we're calling... So why don't you just go, hey, remember 1984? How cool would it be if we did that? Huh? High five.
I was talking to Frank, L.A. Werewolf. I was talking to him the other day off air, and I was saying, like, man, you know, if I would go back in time, I would slap fucking 2012 libertarian me in the face and go, free market, man, because, and then he goes, no, here's the thing. 2012 libertarian me was under the impression that all these companies were out there to make money, but they're not.
No.
This isn't about money because, again, we bring this up on the show all the time. YouTube loses money for Google. Hundreds of millions of dollars. It might be billions now of dollars.
But they're paying that. They see that as an investment. They're just paying to control culture.
And my point is this isn't about making the most money. The free market, man. Now you have this corporation that's Twitter,
shaping culture.
They're trying to control what everybody thinks and what everybody says. And all the time I see fucking these leftists use the word Orwellian wrong. This is Orwellian. You know what I mean? This is, I think, except, by the way, Trump is the exception to the rule. But let's be honest with you. When any other president is in there, these people work. Even still now, while it goes on, you don't think that the CIA and the FBI gets information from Google that they give them freely in Twitter and all these people? Of course they do.
Yeah, no. And I mean, at the end of the day, you guys, especially this hysterical leftists who act like it's Nazi Germany just because people scream homo at Jim Acosta while he's at an event, they're acting like that's the big deal.
No, it's this really, really weird, not weird, but what's going on is like you said, they're controlling everything. They're controlling the culture. They're controlling the people.
Well, and then they're freaking out and they're going, well, now look at all this violence and look at all this anger. And you're like, yeah, but this anger is coming. It's not coming from fucking thin air. You're creating this anger. And then this anger's a reaction to what you're doing.
And this isn't like fucking Coke and Pepsi fighting with each other like back in the 90s. Fuck Pepsi, fuck Coke. This is... You all work with each other. Look, as a perfect example. Look, do I think Gab was a terrible system? A terrible was and is a social media thing? Yes. However, you didn't see that the Google Play Store took it off.
Oh yeah, they gave it no chance to.
So again, they'd rather work with a competitor that 100% believes what they do instead of letting a social media platform be out there for normies to download. You can still download it, but you have to go to the APK. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, and that's no normie downloads APKs.
No, and again, it's controlling what everybody thinks, what everybody says. And again, they use these terms like, for safety and public discourse. These are communist tactics. These are communist terms. I'm being sick. That's what they are.
No, I know.
They use safety, to tell you, like in Cuba, right? I don't know if it's this way, but just a few years ago when Castro was there, you would need a permit to argue baseball publicly at a park. You would need a permit. You would literally need to get a permit, and their thing is like, well, no, because you need it because we want to know who's talking about baseball to make sure that they're not, that they're not plotting gang violence, or they use these terms to that this is for your benefit. This is for your benefit. And it's
really weird.
It's right. It's we're saying no. Listen. We want you guys to say what you want. I mean, unless you don't say what we want, and then we're going to delete your account. Don't forget the ROTC Media, our original Twitter account, was deleted with no explanation. Okay, our YouTube gets hit all the time. Our Twitch for hate speech. Who determines what's a joke? And again, we'll defend the Sarah Silvermans. We'll defend the James Gunns. We'll defend them for the right to say whatever they want. And then you guys will defend them too, right? Because all these Sarah Silverman bits are still on YouTube. You can find them. They're not taking them down,
and she was dude, remember when she made fun of homeless people on the Sarah Silverman show? Like, she was brutal.
Remember when she made fun of fucking people with HIV, said they should send them to the moon?
She was funny.
remember those. Yeah, she was. Her rape joke that now can't find it anywhere because she took it down herself. I believe it was to the effect of like, people say you shouldn't make fun of rape victims, and I'm like, why not? They never fight back. That was her joke.
It's a funny
joke.
It's
a good joke.
That's a very
and that was fucking funny, right? And now again, as we say it before, these
I've never heard that joke.
you have. You know why? I found it on Daily Motion because but that's her joke. I can't. Yeah.
God, man, why can't we be funny again?
That was a good joke. But that was that was the basis of it, and it's like, so now it's like you'll defend them for saying that and say they're allowed to say that, but if Mike and I make the same joke on this show, we'll get popped in a fucking heartbeat. I am sick of people closing the door behind them. I'm sick of these corporations closing. Yeah.
The Closer has another one of her jokes.
Right.
I was raped by a dentist, which is bittersweet for a Jewish girl.
That's very funny.
That's what I mean, though, man. That bitch used to be funny.
That's a good joke.
Shit, man. But that's the thing, dude. Especially, like, I had a couple of good years on the road doing comedy with people. And, like, It's one thing to do your bits and do your act and stuff, but when you're around other comedians, you fucking civilians. Yeah. But no, seriously, like at night, you have to really push it. It's like the joking equivalent of having like a sex addiction. You have to keep pushing it further. So like it has to be. That's why good comedians, they come up with fucked up shit like that, usually trying to amuse other comedians. Like that's fucking great. Wow.
So, yes, Twitter has hired these people to look after you. You know, I think his little Bill Hicks thing was, you're free to do what we tell you, because that's what you could do. When you, again, it's like people will go, well, don't use Twitter. Cool. So you want me to go talk to a bunch of alt-right people, or you want me to go to Tumblr and talk about My Little Pony? Like, what options do I have?
And then you go and talk to alt-right people, and you're like, I'll give these guys a chance. And then after an hour, you're like, oh, God, these fucking people.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of here.
Get it.
Like real life has turned out to be just like high school all over again. There's a whole big party going on, and I can't stand anybody at it. You know, and I just end up going, I don't want to hang out with any of these people. I'm going to grab a bottle of Jameson and go piss off the roof of the house.
The Lighting University-led project will try to measure how much people engage with people outside their echo chamber and engage with diverse viewpoints.
Oh, good. That's what we need to worry about.
It was also an attempt to develop algorithms which hunt for intolerant discourse and automatically recognize hate speech, racism, or xenophobia. The second project is led by Professor Miles Hewstone and John Gallagher of the University of Oxford in partnership with Dr. Mark Herdlink at the University of Amsterdam. It will study how people use Twitter and reveal how exposure to a wide range of opinions and decrease prejudice. We're very excited about the opportunity to work with Twitter on investigating the important social changes of a digitally connected world. That's a lot of words, which means we're not going to let you say shit.
It's like it's TED Talk language.
Yeah,
where you're just like, what did he say? I don't know, but it's going to cost us money and it's going to fuck us over. I know that much.
Evidence,
it's like you could break anything down. It's like when the government does that. They'll make a big speech with all these crazy words, and by the end of it, you're like, so you're going to charge me money and take away some of my freedom? So that's basically like, you should just come out and go, look, here's the thing, right? We're going to create the TSA, and they're going to just play with your dicks and your titties, rifle through your things, and sometimes just steal your things. There's nothing you can do about it, and it's going to cost you trillions of dollars. And you have to go, oh, okay. But you can't do that, so you have to do a TED Talk speech. Well, by creating safety through airline travel and creating synergy between airlines, you're like, fuck it.
No, but you know what? All these sociologists and all these transnational Islam psychology, you know what it is, man? If this was any other field, they would tell you, well, you can't be testing on humans. But that's what they do. It's a social experiment, for real. Because that's what you're reading. Academics, and look, here, let me read this next line. Evidence from a social psychology has shown how communication between people from different backgrounds is one of the best ways to decrease prejudice and discrimination, or fucking increase it. We're aiming to investigate how this understanding can be used to measure the health of conversations on Twitter and whether the effects of positive online interaction carry across the offline world. You're using people as guinea pigs for your social experiment. That's what you're doing.
Can I respond to that word salad with one of my own?
Sure.
Go fuck yourselves.
That wasn't even an appetizer.
Yeah, you know what, though? People like us more than they like Twitter.
That's a good point.
Because we're simple, direct, and to the point.
Hey, we did all this study stuff here, so what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the world's biggest social media platforms, and we're going to test people to see. Fuck you, man. Go do it on lab rats, assholes. I'm fucking sick of this shit. And this people revolt, man. I'm telling you.
And by the way, this is retarded, right? Because you... It's like one of the plot holes I feel is like the move from the movie Westworld, because you're creating psychological profiles based on how people conduct themselves in, like, you know, like that one of the plot holes in Westworld that bugs me. They put the hats on them. Sorry, spoiler alert. And they read your brain, and then eventually they figure out what kind of person you are. But you're not acting like the kind of person you are in a place where it's like nobody's human and you're just free to rape and murder everybody.
That's
right?
a good point.
So it's like getting a psychological profile of me based on how I act in a video game, which is not like I'm a complete sociopath in a video game. I'll decapitate a farmer in Skyrim because it's funny. So, like, you can't take that over. So, but it's the same way here. You guys are building real-life psych profiles on people based on their shit-posting accounts. Those are highly inaccurate fucking readings. Get a psych profile on how I am in day-to-day life in real situations where like a human being is trapped under a car on fire, where, you know, a lot of people suddenly become heroes, but they don't have any, they're just gauging the worst of the worst and trying to build profiles and build algorithms. But it's like everything's always going to adapt. Like every time they've created a bot or an AI or some kind of Twitter scraping tool, it always gets deflowered and destroyed and ruined by the internet.
Remember, they destroyed that AI bot from Microsoft.
Yeah,
completely
Taya,
turned
I
into a
know.
racist.
Yeah, I know. Taya, we all we rest in peace, Tay.
Yeah,
she was our girl.
Yeah,
and you killed her, you killed her. But no, it was beautiful. It took less than a day because, again, you guys are going to go, well, we're going to create these cross-referencing algorithms and, you know, create a new algorithm to suppress. No, what's going to happen is people are going to break it. They always break it. We just break things. It's the same way. You're going to create little internet ghettos. What happens when you round people up and put them in ghettos? They'll break shit and break fences. It just breaks down. Like, they fuck this place.
Wait till they have the Gab trials.
Yeah, you're just going to make us go, fuck this place. We're going to break this place. It's what we do. It's every time they've done this. People like me and Blackburn and you remember Cody, Kitten Man Cody. I know a lot of guys who've dedicated a lot of hours just trying to figure out how to manipulate algorithm, just test things out and go, oh, wait a minute. If you do this, they forget about stuff. Royce has done it before too with the YouTube thing. Like, we're always trying to figure out ways so then you're gonna figure a way around that, but then we just figure out a whole new way to post a link, and eventually what happens, you idiots, is your code gets layered with so many changes and updates and people, it's just gonna break. We're gonna break you.
Yep.
We will break you.
Enough, man. We're not your goddamn lab rats to try your social fucking experiments on us. This is fucking horseshit, man. How about let people say whatever they want, and how about you see everything that everyone that you follow. That's it. That's all I want. I don't want. By the way, these are simple demands, folks. We don't want people. We don't have to go search because they said the other day when, you know, Trump even said after the Vice article, oh, they're shadow banning people. Well, and then they said, no, we're not shadow banning people. It's just certain people you have to click their profile to see what they say. Okay,
Sure.
So you're shadow banning people. That's what you're doing. You are trying to tip everything. By the way, look what trends on your fucking platforms. All you're trying to do is control the narrative. And by the way, people are fucking smarter than that, man.
Look, we're not shadow banning, folks. We like to call it shadow hiding. Mm-hmm. You're not banned. You're still there. We're just hiding everything you write from everyone ever.
Mm-hmm. We're not shadow banning. We call it a trust force field.
Trust.
Because if you use a name like that, you can't be mad, like the Patriot Act, you know? It's a trust force field, you know? Listen, here's the thing. We know you want to see the people you follow, but sometimes they say things we don't like. And it's really getting ridiculous. And there's, like you said, there's a big revolt. You can't stop everything, man. Speaking of not stopping things, so you know we played the video about the Afghan migrant whose deportation was thwarted by a Swedish student who many people were calling a hero. Remember that video we played of this person not letting a plane take off because of the Afghani person who was being deported, and everyone's like, more people need to do this. It turns out we found out why this gentleman was being deported. The Swedish student who was branded a hero and captured worldwide attention after she stopped the deportation from an Afghan immigrant was refusing to sit down on the plane. Instead of prevented the extradition of a man who was sentenced for assault and whose asylum application was rejected because of it. Eline Urson, the student of Gothenburg University, was subject to a fawning media coverage over her stunt earlier this month when she refused to take a seat on her plane until the 52-year-old Afghan deportee was released. She was successful and authorities weren't able to report the man. However, the Swedish police confirmed to Fox News that the man whose deportation Eriksson prevented had received a prison sentence in Sweden for assault. The police spokesman declined to go into more detail about the crime the migrant had committed. His asylum application was also rejected because of that. A representative for Urson declined Fox News' request for comment, and one of the largest newspapers in Finland reported last week as well that one man was sentenced for assault. The man still eventually deported, though. So it was assault. That's why he was being deported.
And by the way, assault. Let's be honest. Europe is very vague.
Yeah.
So we don't know what kind of an assault, but I think we all have an idea.
Right. Well, here's what this girl, now that we figured it out, this is what she, defending someone who assaulted somebody. She started a trend because she was saying, more people need to do this.
You got to block the player, please.
More people need to... Okay, so anyway. Finland's Green Party legal officer kicked off a plane for protesting fellow passengers' deportation. The Green Party's legal officer, who was escorted from a plane at Helsinki airport after she refused to sit down in protest of a fellow passenger. On Tuesday, police at Helsinki airport removed Aini Penniman, the legal officer of Finland's Green Party, from a plane. Police cited Penniman for causing an aviation misdemeanor, but she was not suspected of having committed a crime. Penniman broadcast live video of...
There's no such thing in America as an aviation misdemeanor.
No.
Anymore. Everything's a felony.
Penniman broadcast live video of her protest on Facebook and is unfolded on Tuesday. The plane's departure was delayed for about 10 minutes. In the video, the Greens legal officer announced that she was refusing to follow the instructions of flight attendants after she noticed that another passenger was being forcibly reparated. Penman told Helsinki that Sandman that she had not planned the airplane protest in advance and that she did not know to which country the deportee was being taken. We have deep-rooted problems in our system. That's why I wanted to stand up and help the person. But this is, again, by the way, they don't know with no information. What if he was a rapist? No, seriously. Like, my point is like, you know nothing of the situation, lady. What if it was Steve Buscemi from Con Air? You want that guy running around?
No.
No, he's not a good guy.
I don't remember which guy he was.
He was like the fucking really bad guy.
To be fair, it was just a plane full of terrible people. I guess there was nobody.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage was on it. Similar incidents in Sweden last week. Tuesday. Okay, we talked about that before. This trend isn't going to work. You can't just...
How do you know?
Well, because this bitch was immediately kicked off the plane and the guy was still deported. That's why I know it's not going to work. Mike, a lot of people are really mad at ICE. Okay?
Oh, God, I already hate this guy.
Well, hold on. You haven't done it yet.
I already hate
We
this
haven't
guy.
done it yet.
I hate this guy. I hate this guy. I hate this guy. I hate this guy.
I don't know if you know this, but now this can lean a little bit to the left.
Oh, when? Since when? Prove it. Show me 1,500 articles.
Hold on, I'll pull them up. But now this, if you think their normal reporting is a little left, wait till you hear now this opinion section. This gentleman.
Is it left of left?
It's this gentleman. Well, let me show you this reporting. This gentleman is wearing a shirt that says Abolish Ice over and over again, like every fucking thought does.
Like every David Hogg tweet?
Yeah, like I said, every thought. So they're going to tell us, they're going to tell you and me why we should abolish ICE. Let's hear this alpha male talk.
If you're older than 16, you're older than ICE. ICE, or Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Okay, you know what he looks like? He looks like McPoyle. He looks like the dude from Westworld, but a little fatter.
No, he looks like the other
The
McPoyle.
you're right. That's what he looks. Yep, that's exactly what he looks like. Or Bubbles.
He does look like Bubbles.
Oh, fuck.
Sam's on fucking drugs, everybody.
That's the way he goes, he says.
Or Immigration and Customs Enforcement was created in 2003 as part of post 9/11 legislation that housed immigration enforcement under the Department of Homeland Security.
Now, Mike, why would we create ICE? Was it because maybe the people that were...
Well, because of the September 11th attacks?
Yeah, but that's not a big deal.
Well, no, it kind of was.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of was. It kind of destroyed, like, most of New York City.
For
a couple of years. So, yeah.
They just finished fixing the skyline.
Pretty big. No, there's still like one or two buildings they're still finishing. So, yeah, ICE, they decided that maybe Border Patrol wasn't enough and that maybe Homeland Security should have some helpers to go around and make sure that, and again, we talked about it on the show. ICE doesn't go after, like, fucking potato farm pickers that are, you know what I mean? People that are picking oranges. They go after child sex traffickers, terrorists, shit like that.
As of today, the law creating the United States Department of Homeland Security comes into effect.
This signaled a shift towards viewing immigrants as a threat to national security. In 1996, when the country was worried about
of course, because it's Google.
Crime and drugs, immigration enforcement was understood under that lens. And Democrats conceded to legislation called IRA that made it easy to deport people from
Dom Irera. Yeah, he's a funny
he's great. He's great.
And after 9/11, immigrants were seen as a terrorist threat.
Well,
all of the
no. Let's
hold on.
Let's get something.
Mexicans
straight.
weren't.
Let's clarify. That's because on 9/11, illegal immigrants were a terrorist threat, a very successful one. So I'm sorry if that on 9/12 we were a little trigger happy. That's the way she goes. Fucking way she goes.
He says.
These pieces of legislation created the infrastructure of mass deportation that Trump has set into motion.
These aren't people.
He was talking about MS. Look, again, the selective editing. He's talking about MS-13.
Selective wording. Go back.
Okay.
9/11, immigrants were seen as a terrorist threat.
Watch.
All of these pieces of legislation created the infrastructure of mass deportation that Trump has set into motion.
So, this is the best. These are some of the best gymnastics I've ever seen. Look at this. He's saying that despite 16 years of presidents fucking building terrible fucking expansions of executive power, creating new organizations to do all this stuff, it's still Trump initiate. You hear that? It's allowed Trump. Trump didn't make ice.
No.
Well, I'm sure he can make ice. Probably.
He has an ice machine. He probably has someone that makes ice for him.
Probably. I like it. Can you hit it with a little hammer and crush it, please, for me? I like it to be a little.
It's in my Diet Coke.
I like it how McDonald's has it crushed. But it's you notice how they do that little allowing Trump to go after this. They've been doing this for 16 years. Ever since they crashed planes into buildings, we've had an issue.
These aren't people.
By the way, again, these aren't people line. He was referring to MS-13. He wasn't being Anthony Cumia.
These aren't people. These are animals. And we're taking them out of the country at a level and at a rate that's never happened before.
He and Stephen.
He was talking about MS-13 again. This the reporting that goes on, and by the way, a lot of people, now this, who cares? I'll tell you this. Now this has 4 million people, and this is where you have to understand, a lot of people are getting their news from this shit. This isn't like, a little video. This isn't, what's happening? Facebook has turned everything into basically the movie Loose Change. But you know what I mean? Like it's this.
But what about Building 7 though?
Yeah, but why did you make 7 revisions of the movie?
Because Michael Egan turned out to be a fraud. Oh, you're talking about the Loose Change movie.
Loose Change movie. Yeah, you're right. That's right.
Stephen Miller believed that through aggressive immigration enforcement against long-term residents of this country, they can terrorize people into self-deporting.
What?
Self-deporting.
You know what's actual terrorism? 2 planes crashing into the World Trade Center. People going back to the country they were born in because they didn't file paperwork. That's called having a border, pal.
And by the way, you're just making me love Trump more now.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that people are so scared of ICE, they're just turning around and going home. Are you trying to make me fucking... Can you vote harder for a man? I don't even know if that's possible.
No, wait. By the end of this video, they're going to blame Trump for 9/11.
As part of that strategy, ICE is detaining journalists like Manuel Duran.
Yeah, okay, what did he do, though?
And undermining elected politicians like Libby Schaaf.
What do you mean undermining?
I would recommend that you look into obstruction of justice.
Yes, he's talking about the sanctuary cities, that what they're doing is these mayors are letting illegals know that ICE will be doing a raid because they used to work hand in hand. And what's happening is when ICE shows up, because they think that they're helping these poor migrants, but when ICE shows up to places to, get rid of sex traffickers, get rid of heroin drug mules and stuff like that, you are now letting these criminals know, and they are going off to another state and killing somebody. But no. but it's not obstruction of justice. I'm not a big lawyer type like you are.
Are you doing the caveman lawyer now?
Yes.
Now, I'm just a simple caveman. When
Yeah.
I see a lunar eclipse, I think monkeys are eating the moon. But, I've seen videos that are not faked, that are horrifying on Live Leak and stuff. You ever seen what some of these animals do?
Yes.
Dude, I've watched executions where I'm like, oh my God. Like, it'll fuck your whole day up.
We talked about cartels taking busloads of people into the desert.
But I watched a lady get shot in front of her kids.
Jesus.
And it was a real video, and I was like, yo!
Mm-hmm.
It's encroaching on our southern border. Sorry to break it to you. Sorry if that's racist.
Just for the mayor of Oakland, California, Jeff.
We need to abolish ICE. We need to stop deporting people for what is fundamentally the civil violation of being in this country without documentation. We choose as a society what is criminalized and how those laws are enforced.
Okay, then why when your hero now this, because you just did a video recently of like, oh man, remember Obama and how great those years were? It was like all this fluff piece. Why is it that when Obama had both the House and the Senate, he didn't change the laws? Because you've had ample opportunity to do it.
This guy looks retarded, though, right? Doesn't he look?
No, he's fucking retarded.
He looks downsy.
Yeah, he looks part downsy. Why is it that now it's a problem? Why is it that when Obama had fucking cages full of kids, and he did?
Just this paused with now this.
Yeah.
If you told me that you were about to play a video of an inspirational retard story, I would believe you.
He does look
yeah,
retarded.
this retard designed water filters with charcoal. You're like, anybody could do that. He didn't design that.
We don't have a militarized police force to prosecute financial crimes because the people who commit those crimes are powerful white men.
Powerful white men.
We have to dismantle not just ICE.
Because these financial crimes, just hear me out on this. These financial crimes aren't shooting people in the streets in front of their families.
I'll always understand racist whites before I can ever understand self-hating whites.
I don't get it.
I don't understand self-hating whites. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And I'm not saying to be fucking Roman saluting and, swearing genocide on everybody.
No.
But to be a self-hating white is embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. Get a grip on yourself.
But the thousands of small offenses that put people on ICE's radar, from marijuana possession to turnstile jumping, people enter into ICE's net through overcriminalization.
Okay, so if you're an illegal alien, you know you're here illegally. You know that the slightest fuck up will get you deported. And then on top of that, you choose to jump a turnstile. You choose to not even contribute to the services that you're using. You get caught. You get chunked out. Why is that some miscarriage of justice? He fucked up doubly. I understand if you're saying like ICE agents are kicking in doors and just ripping families out of houses in the middle of the night. But you're talking about a turnstile jumper, and then even if I jumped the turnstile, a cop would go, "Hey, oh, who the fuck are you?" I have an ID, I'd probably get a fine or maybe arrested. But if the next step is, me no speaker, and then they go, "You got any card?" "No, I got no." "Oh, he's illegal. Oh, he probably has a felony." "Oh, gone." That's life. That is fucking life.
So I focused on a woman named Laura who had been living in the U.S. for a very long time. She was driving home one night in Texas. She was pulled over by a local cop, and he decided when he learned she was undocumented to turn her over to Border Patrol.
Oh, good. So he did his job? Is that what happened? He did his job? So if she's driving, right, and she's undocumented, right, that means she's driving without a license. Correct? Am I wrong here? Okay. This is in Texas, so this is in California. So you're driving without a license. And that means that you don't need to go through the same hassle I did or he did to get a driver's license. You're just going to get in your car and drive around. And then you get pulled over and they send you to Border Patrol. Again, like Mike said, you know what you do? You take the bus.
She knew she had a violent husband back in Mexico who had been threatening to kill her if she was ever sent back.
Okay, Do you know how many people have violent husbands in the U.S. that are killing them? What does that... By the way, Mexico's pretty big. People are making it seem like there's one little... Mexico's is one little town. You could... How about move to a different part of Mexico?
Mexico's huge.
You could move to Mexico. Why don't you move?
Mexico's big.
Yeah. Move.
Big country.
Fucking move. Like people do here. Because...
Mexico's one of those countries it's so big, they have no excuse not to get their shit together. You know what I mean? When you think about it.
And in fact, that is exactly what happened. She was sent back across the bridge, and a week later she was found dead.
Oh, she was found dead. Yeah, I know.
It could have been any number of Mexicans.
Let's talk about all the people that have been found dead by illegal MS-13 gang members. Why don't we talk about that? Why don't we talk about all the stories where the guy's been 7 times deported, and then we talked about it, try to kill his family with a chainsaw. What about those people? Oh, no, they don't. What do you... Again, this is the same thing as blaming the gun. Her husband killed her. Her husband's a piece of shit. It's not Border Patrol's fault that she broke the law.
They're separating. They're putting kids in cages, Royce.
Well, if we are, can we at least have like cockfights? Like,
Kids
illegal fights with them?
In cages.
No, I'm fine with the kids in cages. I'm saying, can we make money off of it? Like a fight club.
Like a mini fight.
Like a mini blood sport.
But like, yeah, that would be dope. Dude. And then what we could do is we could have a cage and we could put the kids in those big dog carriers and then release them like gladiators at the same time and then let them crawl out.
And to be fair, they're going to be adults. They'll lie about their age anyway.
And we won't let them start with weapons. We'll put all the weapons in the middle of the ring like XFL did with the ball and let them scramble for the weapons. Book that, fucking Fox Sports. It's going to be better than any of that UFC B
That's
team
a good point.
shit you've been
I like
playing.
that. Yep.
Deportation is a fate next to death. But in this country, we have routinized it. We have mechanized it.
This guy routinized it? Did he say routinized it?
I'm dead.
Deportation is a fate next to death. But in this country, we have routinized it. We have mechanized it. And now there is a...
Deportation is equal to death. So basically, living in the country you were born in is death. Again, by the way, double standard, but then if you call Mexico a fucking shithole, they'll go, how dare you with a proud culture? All right then, is it a shithole or is it this place that's so terrible they want to leave? It can't be both great value bubbles.
Somebody had that comic. It might have been a Ben Garrison one where the guy's like, La Raza, and the cops arrest him, and they're like, all right, buddy, back to Mexico. And he's like, stop, this isn't fair.
The movement to dismantle that machine, to understand deportation for what it is, a brutal and inhumane practice. Abolish Ice is a movement led by grassroots organizers who are putting themselves on the line every day to dismantle Trump's deportation machine.
But oh my God, Trump didn't create ICE. It's not a deportation machine. It's following the laws that are on the fucking books. That's what it is. And by the way, remember the politicians came together and said, abolish ICE. And now they called their bluff and said, okay, we'll put it on the floor. Let's vote for it. No, I'm going to vote against it, though. Because you understand that if you delete this force, if you get rid of it, you're not going to, but if you get rid of ICE and the fucking one terrorist attack happens, do you understand how badly you're going to look to your constituents? Do you understand that?
Listen, guys. Let me do this. Can I do this like an old South Carolina politician? Sure. Maybe. Look, folks, America's like a big old glass of lemonade. And if we remove the ice, well, it's just not going to be as good lemonade.
That's good. I like it.
And then it's going to get all hot and brown and miscegenating with mud people. And then we got to bring the Klan back so that our great town can return to its white glory.
And nobody wants their daughter to drink warm brown lemonade.
Now, someone put this statue of Andrew Jackson back up, please.
In my yard.
Representative Mark
It scares the Indians away.
He'd call them savages.
Yeah, you motherfuckers. Anybody who hangs a dream catcher in their house is an asshole. I hang a little mini statue of Andrew Jackson.
Dimitri Martin did have a really, really, really good joke. He goes, dream catchers work if your dream is to be a faggot.
But yeah, you hang a dream catcher to catch dreams. You hang a little Andrew Jackson statue to scare the goddamn savage dreams away.
Okay, Marie goes in the chat, what if we hire kids in the ice so it's kids taking kids away from parents? That would be adorable.
That would be funny. It's like when you get
Mini Ice.
It's like when you get a female cop to do the strip search.
Yes.
You get a little kid to arrest the little kid.
Mini cops.
Please, hands up.
You have the right to remain silent.
Oh my God! Could you imagine that? Give these kids tasers. Low wattage tasers. Come on, we're not animals.
We're not animals. We're people.
Yeah, you can drop a kid with way less fucking ampage. Don't worry. We know what we're doing. I've tased plenty of kids before. I know it.
Whoa! Wait, Mike, I wouldn't admit to that.
No, whenever they piss us off.
Now Cernovich is going to go, Mike's the guy that tases kids?
Goddamn right. When they're on my goddamn yard.
Spokane is introducing legislation to abolish ICE. And across the
And to
country,
be fair, you don't tase all the kids. You tase one kid, and the rest of them are just fucking scatter.
This guy who put the legislation to abolish ICE.
Mark Levin?
Liberal Mark Levin.
I want to abolish ICE. We need to get rid of it. Can you imagine a liberal Mark
Jesus
Levin?
Christ. No.
He just flips after 40 years.
We were listening to him the other day. We were driving, and it was just him going after people that like him.
It's his bit now.
Hey, Mark, I love the show. You know, I just want to say that I have a slight disagreement with you about the
Because
ICE
you're
thing.
probably an idiot, sir. Let's be fair.
No, I'm actually part of your club.
What kind of uneducated, unwashed filth are you?
Well, I'm a roofer, actually. And,
Of course you're a roofer. You know, anyone could be a roofer, sir, right? They scoop up Mexicans on the side of the road to do your job. Go ahead, try to get Jesus in here to do my job. Go ahead.
I said it.
And if you do it, make sure the next day when I come back, you change this windsock.
So yes, this gentleman put is the one that backed out and said he voted against his own bill.
to abolish ICE. And across the country, Occupy movements are occupying ICE offices and
I'll tell you what, they're not occupying an employment line.
Yeah.
demanding an end to
It's
deportation.
a nice fucking summertime. Go out and enjoy yourself. Occupy.
Go to the beach.
Occupy an Italian ice stand.
Yeah.
It's a lot more fun.
Occupy a pool, dude.
For real.
There is a movement to create an immigration system.
This guy's downsy. He's like hot, super. He missed like real bad downs by a fucking cunt hair.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got this from the site Downs This. I apologize. It's a news site run by all Down syndrome people.
If his mom had one more cigarette or one more glass of wine
You're
while she
right.
was pregnant, it would have been a shit show.
Yeah, good for him. He's only missing half a chromosome.
Immigrants not as criminals, not as terrorists, not as units of economic output, but as people.
All right, cool, bro. So why don't you let some of those MS-13 gang members live with you then? How about that? Why don't you fucking put your money where your mouth is and shut up, living in your gentrified neighborhood, going to Starbucks now that's filled with homeless people? Why don't you fucking do that? See, 1 through 3, Mike.
You've been putting the bad stuff on 3 lately. I'm going to go with 1.
Oh, 1? Okay.
Go with 1. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid 3.
Okay, well, then you'll like this one. This is actually just...
it's the one you wanted to do.
Yeah, I wanted to do this one anyway. So, I'm sure you guys have seen the Kiki Challenge. It's a song. What song is it? Do we know what song it is? Some song.
I think it's the Drake song.
We're fucking boomers. It's a Drake song.
I think it's a Drake song.
So, people, what they've been doing is you're supposed to get out of the car while either you're driving or someone else is driving. It doesn't matter. And, just take your foot off the accelerator and let the car cruise, and you're supposed to dance
Yeah, it's a
next to the car.
stupid thing, basically. It's a stupid thing.
Okay, so everyone's been doing it from all over the world. Here's what happens when you do it in Delhi.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so this is a
She
girl.
steps in shit.
I'm going to lower the
Oh,
music.
yeah, you can't take
Yeah, I'm
this
going to lower the
Drake's
music.
a fucking half
So,
Jew.
she's dancing. She's dancing outside. She's doing the dance. She's cute. She's a good body. Big nose, but good body. So she's doing that, and then because it's Delhi, it's India. These guys pull up in motorcycles and start trying to grab her, and she has.
Jesus.
Yeah. So.
Hello, baby. Please to show me Bob's for jeans.
Yeah, that's
Indian
that's,
guys are the
that's what.
worst.
By the way, my favorite, and you have to look at the guy on the motorcycle.
That guy's a fucking
no, but look
creep.
at this. This guy that comes by here towards the end. That face that he has
That's
made.
hilarious. Is this real?
From what I've seen, yeah, it
Yeah,
seems
just-
legit.
Fucking street shitters, man.
Yeah. So there's been a couple fake ones. There's been ones where like they made it seem like they got hit by a car. It looked real, but that one wasn't real. But yeah, these are the fucking these challenges, man. They're fucking so corny. Remember when people were planking for a week? When planking was a thing?
More than a week, dude. That was months of that boring, dumb shit. Yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah, but wouldn't you go back to that rather than everyone fucking screaming at each other like they're doing now?
No, this is great because this is going to end in fatalities. So I like this.
Well, that's kind of eugenicsy of you, isn't it?
Well, whatever, man.
That's
I want to see somebody on trial because they fucking did this stupid challenge and their car veered off and ran into a fucking sidewalk cafe. I want that. I want to see somebody going, be like, yeah, well, that's why you don't get out of your car and do a stupid Drake song.
Last thing before we go. Venezuela's president admits economy has failed. Caracas, under fire, Venezuelan president Nicolas Maduro admitted his economic model has failed in the wake of food and medicine shortages and public service paralysis, such as Tuesday's power failure that affected 80% of Caracas. The production... Caracas.
You say it right?
Caracas. The production models were... that noise, by the way, is just people's bones hitting each other. There's no food there.
You know, it's a shame, too, because Caracas is a city that has been around since like the 1600s.
Yeah, no, it really has.
So like it's really a shame because that should be one of those countries that like people go to all the time. That should be one of those beautiful beach, nice old piratey city. Nope, it's death.
I bet you get some really good vacation packages there now, though. The production model, which we've tried so far, has failed, and the responsibility is ours, mine, and yours. Maduro told the ruling PSUV party Congress as Venezuela looks to tackle chronic inflation of International Monetary Fund. Enough with the whining. We need to produce with or without outside aggression, with or without blockade. We need to make Venezuela an economic power. So it's almost like the socialist system that started under...
work.
Well, how do you know, though? Because they see what they did was they took the zeros off of the money now.
Because they started eating rats, but then they ran out of rats, and then they started fighting over the rats.
One of the politicians in Venezuela had a plan that give everybody pet bunnies. This is for real plan. This isn't made up. Give everyone pet bunnies because they reproduce fast, and then eat rabbits to basically farm rabbits in your house. Was one of their plans.
Rabbit farms.
Yeah.
I mean, it's... Look, man, at least he's coming up with some ideas, right?
I estimate it will take about 2 years to reach a high level of stability and see the first symptoms of a new economic prosperity without of 1 second affecting Social Security and protection out of the president. So here's the thing is that you understand, Social Security doesn't mean anything when your money is worthless.
Yeah, you can give him the little 500 fucking Venezuelan bolivars a month. But if that's only the equivalent of negative $4, it's not helping.
Can you pay me in World of Warcraft money instead?
That would
because
be better,
it's worth.
because I can actually trade that.
I could do for real money. Maduro's economic recovery plan includes increasing oil production to 6 million barrels a day. Oil production has crashed from a high 3.2 million barrels a day to 2008 to a 30-year low of 1.5 million this year, as well as IMF mind-boggling inflation prediction. It says Venezuela's GDP will plummet 18% this year, meaning a fourth consecutive year of double-digit falls. The economy crisis has hit so hard that the public transport system has almost ground to a halt, with the government and local councils offering free rides in unsafe, unforgettable pickup trucks branded kennels by users after many bus service providers couldn't afford to keep their vehicles on the road. Never forgetty, as people say. Bernie Sanders said that the American dream can be found in places like Venezuela. So when you see this full push for socialism, and that's
why we need Ocasio-Cortez. We need to get her in there. We need to make a mini Venezuela in New York with the top 1% of 4 times 7% of the 2%.
You got to love when it's an old guy who's going to be dead soon anyway, so he doesn't have to deal with the fucking repercussions.
Look, I just found out I had prostate cancer, and in an unrelated note, I think full communism is the way to go.
Yeah.
Just build a statue to me. I don't care.
$3.2 trillion, and everyone's saying, oh, that's going to be cheaper than what we're paying now. No, it's not. Healthcare, do you understand the quality of service will fucking drop, and innovations, because that's the thing, you got to get the free market is a reason we have these medical innovations. There's a reason why there's not these huge medical breakthroughs in Kenya. You know what I mean? Well, there's a couple of reasons. But it's the only way now you're going to fix your country now is by infusing capitalism back into it. You're going to have to get Kellogg's to go back to their fucking factory there. All right, guys, we've run a little late. Thank you for listening.
No, we're not leaving. We're going to stay here forever.
Okay, we'll stay then.
No.
I have another story. Guys, thank you for listening. We do appreciate it. If you like what you heard today, our anger and our vitriol, make sure to go to patreon.com/we're not sorry and become a patron. That would really, really help us. If you want to help us get to DC, as we're getting close and the fund's almost where it needs to be, streamlabs.com/revenge of the Sis. Thank you for MobTech, by the way, who did donate to get us to DC. We do appreciate it. Go to our website, revengeofthesis.com. Click the Amazon banner before you buy anything. It gives us a little bit of money, which always helps out, and it takes you very, very little effort to do it. Read Mike's new A.G. Luck's new story about Mersh Cernovich and Frank L.A. Werewolf and Glory Holt. Anything else, Mike?
No, I guess.
I will be on tonight. Okay, well, you go first.
Well, no, that's right, because, I'm going to do Nightwave early from like 8 to like, I don't know, 9. Well, no, you're going on at 11.
I'm going on at 11.
So I'm going to go 8 to 10.
You go 8 to 10.
And then,
even 10:30 if you want. Just give me 30 minutes.
No Frank tonight. I'm going 8 to 10, and then he's going to take over.
At 11 o'clock, I will be on A.G. Luck show tonight. So if you haven't done so, just go to AGLUCK. Subscribe there right now. I'm going to be talking to him. That'll be fun. I'm not really sure how long it is.
If it goes long, you better have like snacks. And
okay. Thank you for letting me know. We will be back tomorrow with a Friday show. Thank you for listening, guys. Right here.